The Detroit Red Wings are 4 wins away from another Stanley Cup. Taylor Hall's last series in Detroit. It will be the end of an era. He might not be the only player we move out, as well as I always say, the team very well could be drastically different heading in to next season. But for now, we have one focus. We have one goal: win another Stanley Cup. But standing in our way, the Calgary Flames. Let's take a look at what we are up against. And immediately, the number that jumps out to you: 97 rated offense, 92 defense, 90 rated goaltending. Excited to see what we are up against here. I mean, I have all the confidence in the world with our team at the moment, especially too if our top line gets going. We've made it to the Cup final without our top line carrying the weight, which is incredible. Let's see, what are we up against here? And first glance, first opinion, I can see why they have as highly rated of an offense as they do. Again, I don't understand why it's a 97. You would think you just take the 12 forwards, add up their overall numbers, and then divide by 12. But that's not the way it is, so they have a 97 for some reason. But anyway, the top line still very much looking like what you would expect it to. With Johnny Gaudreau, 7 goals and 6 assists. Of course, they played 20 games so far this postseason, so 13 points in 20 games isn't too bad. 30-year-old, 90 overall Johnny Gaudreau, centered by 91 overall Sam Bennett. He has 12 points this postseason. And Matthew Tkachuk, who 10 points in the postseason, he's not doing terribly, but he's the type of guy that is either just meh in these sims or turns into an absolute monster. 91 overall, though, is still an incredibly good rating, so that's a very good top line. Second line, Mikhail Bodker, 34 years old, still kicking around. He is centered by Sean Monahan. Surprising that he's not their number one center, but maybe not, considering Sam Bennett is there. And Daniel Sprong, the second line right wing. He has 10 points this postseason. Third line, Morgan Klimchuk made it up to an 86 overall, former first-round pick of Calgary. He is centered by Dylan Dubé. He has 11 points this postseason. And Emile Poirier is there. Somehow made it up to an 88 overall, despite being a top 9 potential guy, so that's pretty crazy. But, hey, not a bad player at all for the Flames. Fourth line, we have Jesper Boqvist, who was taken in the first draft by Calgary, centered by Brett Pollock, who was selected by Dallas in 2014, and Kyle Palmieri, who has 5 points this postseason. So again, very good offense. Very good offense. The defense, though, is what I'm intrigued by. And interesting. I mean, there's no real weak link. We look at their top pairing. They have TJ Brody, who's an 87 overall at this point, 8 points this postseason, and Dougie Hamilton, who made it to a 94 overall. So that's going to be fun to try and deal with him. Second pairing, Oliver Sheelington, I believe is how it was pronounced. I got grilled on that in the Nation United, but Sheelington, yeah, that's what it was. If it's not, hey, it's as close as it's going to get. And Vili Saarijarvi, former member of our team. He has 8 points in this postseason, 3 for Sheelington. The third pairing, Jesper Persson, drafted by Calgary in 2018, is with Henry Jokiharju. Of course, went to Chicago in the real-life draft. The goaltender, 287s. John Gillies, though, appears to be the starter, and he has played all 20 games with a .929 save percentage. Tyler Parsons has 1 appearance. He did very well, but he is not their starter. No injuries, but 2 healthy scratches in Evan Bouchard and Juuso Valimaki. Funny enough, Valimaki was also drafted by Calgary, 16th overall, not 17th, in 2017. But that's pretty damn close. In a few of my series, I mean, I suppose there's, decent odds of it happening, but quite a few players actually ended up winning, ended up going to the teams that drafted them in real life, which, again, I suppose is bound to happen, but nothing overly crazy. Anyway, it's time to start the series. The Stanley Cup Final. Let's go. Game 1 in Calgary. Can we have a strong start to this game? That is the hope. Let's find out. First period of game 1, and that is not what I had in mind. Johnny Gaudreau, directly at the 10-minute mark, halfway through the first period, scores the opening goal. 59 seconds later, Joel David tied it, but Daniel Sprong gives Calgary there the 2-1 lead. Trying not to make too much background noise there, but I had some stuff blocking my TV that was kind of weird. Anyway, second period, back on topic, and that is not what I wanted to see. Bodker scores on Ian Scott, by the way, so this could be interesting. Is it just the one-game injury for Demko, or is it going to be worse? Who the hell knows, but we're down 3-1 heading into the third period. Make that 4-1. Sean Monahan, 1 minute and 9 seconds into the period. And this is a disaster. I feel like that's the right label for what's going on here at the moment. We're halfway through the third. We only have one goal. Make it 2, though. Vic Marsh does bring it to within a 2-goal lead, but oh, Aaron Ekblad scored. I thought they were going to get the power play goal too little too late. Indeed. Damn it. Damn it. Vic Marsh and Aaron Ekblad put up a fight, but the Flames, who outshot us 42-25, take game 1 by the score of 4-3, and deservedly so. I can't disagree with that. They heavily outshot us. Our offense, we managed to do some damage, but the defense and the goaltending just not up to snuff. We can't give up 42 goals. And the question is Demko hurt? And that doesn't appear to be the case. So that's good. He'll be back between the pipes. Grand Rapids will be starting the Calder Cup Final against the Toronto Marlies. They ended up beating the Hershey Bears. So both teams in the final. But of course, for now, our focus remains with the Red Wings. It is game 2. No need to make any panic moves just yet. I'll save that for if we lose this game. It is game 2 in Calgary. First period, and that's a better start. The reverse, a reversal of fortunes as compared to the first period from game 1. Nico Hischier gets the opening goal. Sean Monahan ties it, only for Tommy Hagman to get the goal 4 minutes and 2 seconds later. We have a 2-1 lead. We doubled them up in shots. Things are looking all right so far, but we still have a long way to go. Second period is scoreless, and I am all right with that. And still 24 shots to 13. Crazy how they can go from 42 shots to just 13. We'll see what kind of offensive output they have in the third period. Still just a 1-goal lead. I have a feeling we are going to need some insurance. We'll see if it happens. Power play goal potentially for Calgary? No. We're able to kill that off. We are halfway through this third period. Can Thatcher Demko shut the door? Another late power play chance for Calgary is killed off. Will that do it? 1 minute to go. Taylor Hall with the empty net goal. And at the very least, the Red Wings neutralize their home ice advantage. We win at least one game on the road to start this series. 3-1 final in game 2. John Gillies was the first star of the game, but it was not enough. We have tied this series up, and now we head back to Detroit with a bit of confidence. The Griffins took game 1 over the Toronto Marlies. So a good night for the franchise. And what the hell do I want to scout out here? Not that it really matters. Let's go forwards for 2 weeks, I guess. All right. Well, no need to make any lineup changes. We managed to win that game. It is game 3 in Detroit. Let's do this. First period, and that's not what I wanted to see. Sean Monahan, the lone goal. From outside, too. Tied at 8 shots apiece, but Calgary was able to strike. Second period, that's better. Owen Tippett on the board for the first time in a long time. At least it feels that way. All right. Third period, tied at 1. And all it takes is one. One goal could be the difference maker. Who will get that oh-so-important next goal? Power play for Calgary is killed off. We have a power play of our own that we can't do anything with. Another power play for the Flames, just trading these power plays. Nobody's been able to strike. 5 minutes to go. Next goal absolutely wins this game for their team. And we're going to have to wait until overtime to find out. So now that's definitely a guarantee. Next goal will give their team a 2-1 series lead. Who is it going to be? Place your bets, but don't blink because you might miss it. Overtime in Game 3. Who's it going to be? Power play for the Wings? And we couldn't score. Oh my God. Come on, Hall, Hischier, Tippett, somebody on that top line, please. We are halfway through overtime. And the veteran Bodker gets the goal. Again, 42 shots for the Flames. And they have the 2-1 victory in Game 3 and the 2-1 series lead. Demko was your first star of the game. But right now, the Flames giving us a lot of trouble defensively. I should note Grand Rapids, a 6-4 win in Game 2. They have a 2-0 series lead. We might have to look at making lineup changes here. Down 2-1, we are struggling defensively. Now might be the time to take a look. Gary McCann's a -8. All right, well, we have waited. We have waited a very long time before changing anything. And unfortunately, now is the time, and it sucks. It really sucks for Grand Rapids because they're about to lose their best defenseman. But we have to prioritize here. Gary McCann gets sent back to junior. Brent Perron gets called up. Wow. I didn't expect his numbers to be that bad. He and Calvin DeHaan, you could argue, may have been costing us games, a -8 and a -6. That is absolutely brutal. I mean, yeah, the first pairing, not incredible plus-minus, but that third pairing, I'm not going to say, like, oh, for sure, they're the reason that we've lost. But clearly, you have a -8. I mean, something was wrong there. And that could be the reason that we end up falling short this season, is my unwillingness to, make a decision. Hopefully that's not the case, though. I mean, that's all I can say. Hopefully that is not the case, and we are able to recover. Now, I do want to keep this team pretty much the same. Let's see, how's that second pairing doing down in Hershey? I mean, we can afford to shake things up here, I do believe. So let's drop Eklund all the way down. What do I have to change? The shootout lineup, which is irrelevant. They are in the Calder Cup final. Let's just put Dmitriev in because I don't think he was there. All right, that's good. And NHL-wise, of course, we have Perron in. So, man, did I make the wrong choice in giving Gary McCann so much leeway and allowing him to play up to this point? Am I screwing over the Grand Rapids Griffins by taking away their best defenseman? We will find out. They already had a 2-0 series lead. We'll see the end result after this game. But it is Game 4 in Detroit. This is a must-win. Let's see if we can get the job done. First period, and that's a great start. Aaron Ekblad, the opening goal, 1 minute and 55 seconds in. Sprong gets a goal a minute and 5 seconds later, but later on in that first period, we are able to strike again. Marcel Desbiens and Stuart Pascale. 3 goals on 11 shots, 1 goal on 5 shots for Calgary, but a 3-1 lead. That is a fine start. Can we build upon that in the second? Yes, we can. Nicholas Haig and Tommy Hagman. 5-1. 5 goals on 16 shots, getting to John Gillies in Game 4. Third period, let's go. Let's go. We are going back to Calgary for Game 5 with a tied series. The Flames unable to get that 2-game advantage. And we get another one, a 6th goal. It's Kevin Donaghy. Gilly stayed in the entire game. Another goal for Pascale. Insult to injury. 7-1 in Game 4. Oh my God. 4-point night for Tommy Hagman on the second line. That was a statement. My God. So a 4-3 win for Calgary, the 3-1 win for us, a 2-1 loss in overtime, and then 7-1. By the way, the Grand Rapids Griffins have a chance in Game 4 to win the Calder Cup. let's follow along. If they lose this game, though, I mean, I might give it Game 5 as well. But again, the game appears to sim... I can't say for sure, but allegedly, the game sims differently between the calendar and this sim mode. So I don't want to screw them out of the cup, but let's go. First period here is scoreless. Second period is also scoreless. So we head to the third period tied. The cup is in the building. Will the Griffins complete the sweep and win yet another Calder Cup? Power play opportunity here halfway through the third, and it's DeRozier's with the goal. The Griffins could be on their way, but Bohinski ties it, scoring on Reimer. And now you have to wonder, are we going to overtime? Or will there be a late winner here if we go to overtime? And we're not. Lamoureux scores with 6 seconds left. The Marlies come back and shock the Griffins. Wow. All right, well, the Marlies aren't done yet. Kaskisuo is your first star of the game. And I feel a bit bad because I feel like the Griffins would have swept the Marlies had I not simmed it like that, but it is what it is. And we'll see if they can take home the hardware in Game 5. Anyway, speaking of Game 5, back in Calgary for the Stanley Cup Final. No need to make any lineup changes, of course, so let's go. First period of Game 5, and that's another decent start. Aaron Ekblad scores 38 seconds in. Bodker, who's been a beast for Calgary, tied it, but Marcel Desbiens gets the goal back 2-1 at the end of the opening 20. Second period is scoreless. We're out shooting them 25-15. We have the lead as we begin the third period. Early power play opportunity that we cannot take advantage of. Power play chance for Calgary. That is killed off. We are halfway through the third period. Can we get that insurance goal? Power play opportunity. We waste it. Under 4 minutes to go. Can we shut the door? Thatcher Demko, yes, we can. Another close game, but we held them to just 18 shots. It's a 2-1 victory in Game 5. And the Detroit Red Wings are 1 game away. John Gillies, again, the first star. What a bounce-back performance from him. You go from letting up 7 goals to keeping your team in it up until the very end. But it just wasn't enough. The Cup is in the building for Game 6, but before then, the Calder Cup is in the building. It is Game 5 for the Griffins. Can we see another Calder Cup in this series? Let's find out. First period, and that's a great start. It's Stewart and Kelly with the goals. Second period, and it's 3-1. Delmas gets a goal back 12 seconds in, but it's AJ Black giving us the 3-1 lead. Third period, here we go. Can the Grand Rapids Griffins secure yet another Calder Cup? Power play goal for Toronto. That hurts. That really sucks. And thank God we get the goal right back. I thought they tied it. Selleck gets it. A quick goal for Toronto, though, exactly a minute later. This is crazy. 5.5 minutes to go. A 4-3 lead for the Griffins. Again, they have been arguably the most successful AHL team we have ever had in a series of mine. Can they secure another Calder Cup? I certainly hope so, and how much I would love for them to get another goal here. That would be pretty sweet. We may just be able to intervene to watch what could be the first of 2 cup celebrations. 59 seconds on the clock. We will go CPU versus CPU. I've done this before. Typically, I just like playing, but when it's this close, I really should just do the CPU against the CPU. And we will wait. My fear is what's happened before. I think it happened in the Blues series, or maybe it was the Nord series. We did this, and we ended up going to overtime for about 12 minutes. So hopefully that is not the case. But here we go. Unfortunately, too, we're looking at the down for our offense, but let's go. 55 seconds on the clock. Delmas across the blue line. He has a goal, I believe, in this game. Passes to that teammate of his. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Good breakup from DeRozier's. No empty net. 43 to go on the clock. Will he wrap it around? He will not. He will walk right in. Pass back to the point. It's Kelly Chow. Deflection bid picked off by Delmas. Kondratiev up to Bohinski. He's in the zone. The Marlies pull their goaltender. Pass back in front's broken up. Noah Rod, the former Griffin, along the boards. The Marlies looking for space. The extra attacker is out. It's Martinuk in front for that fucking guy. What a save by James Reimer. Rod to Kondratiev. The shot in the glove save by Reimer. My God. 12.7 to go on the clock, and the Griffins are holding on. What a huge save by Reimer with the Calder Cup on the line. You see that deflection, but Kaskisuo actually got a piece of that puck. Or no, he didn't. They're showing off the shot block, I guess. There's a weird camera angle. Let's go. 12.7 on the clock. Face-off won by Toronto. The quick chance and another save from Reimer. Man, the computers move the puck so quickly it's hard to catch their names. Uldrich Mojish is a hell of a goal scorer for them. Can he find one here late? Another offensive zone draw for the Marlies. It is one. Miete to Moore. Saved by Reimer. Puck is loose. In front, still loose. Chipchera the shot. It's blocked. And it's over. It is over. The Grand Rapids Griffins have held on and again can call themselves Calder Cup champions despite losing their best defenseman for the past few games. They get the job done. James Reimer steps up as the goaltender of this team. We decide to make a few changes. It was an interesting decision, but it paid off, and the Calder Cup once again belongs to the Griffins. I have no idea who our captain is at this point. They don't even give you the full celebration, as shitty as that is. But there you have it. The Griffins take home some hardware, and now we jump to Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Can the Red Wings follow suit? Will it be yet another clean sweep for our franchise? Let's find out. Game 6 in Detroit. Cup in the building. Let's end this series right here and right now. What could be Taylor Hall's last game in Detroit. It will be his last game in the city as a member of the Red Wings, guaranteed. It's whether or not we play Game 7 that is yet to be decided. First period of Game 6, and it's a 3-0 lead. Oh my God. Kevin Donaghy, Owen Tippett, and then Benoit Giroux 9 seconds later. 3 goals on 10 shots. 3-0 lead for the Red Wings. Unbelievable. Fourth liner Donaghy, Tippett on the first line, Benoit Giroux on the third line. 3-0 at the end of the opening 20. Will we see John Gillies in the second period? Well, it's time to find out. Second period, here we go. It is scoreless. The Red Wings are 20 minutes away from another Stanley Cup. Let's go. And an early goal for Johnny Gaudreau. A minute and 55 seconds into the period. We have a power play that we can't do anything with. Sam Bennett. Oh my God, that top line's waking up for Calgary. Halfway through the third period. Can we find some insurance? Can we hold on? 5 minutes to go. What is going to happen? A minute and 18 to go. And we will jump into this game. Oh my God. You know what? We'll just leave the camera the same. I was tempted to put it on the true broadcast, but whatever. It is what it is. Oh my God. We just won the Calder Cup with Grand Rapids in 5 games. Can we get the job done here in Game 6? Can we hold on? Let's find out. And it's so weird. The always up camera is the reason for this, but it's fine. Face-off one for Calgary. Their top line's out there. Johnny Gaudreau turns it over in the neutral zone to Stuart Pasquale. Hagman. Vic Marsh rolls back. Tommy Hagman into the zone. What's he going to do here around the back? Double coverage. Still fighting for it, and a clearance from Calgary. They get it to Goodrow. As we approach the final minute, Goodrow loses it, trying to walk in, shut down by the rookie Brent Perron. Stepping in, makes his NHL debut in the Stanley Cup Final, and just shut down Johnny Goodrow in that moment. Puck in the zone, back to the point. Calvin DeHaan to Brent Perron. The shot is saved. Gillies is not in. Hagman on the forecheck wins it back. DeHaan to Brent Perron in front. Pascali, the turnaround shot block. Marsh, the chance, it's saved. Person carrying out. It's Johnny Goodrow again. Back for Person, 34 to go. In front, and a huge save, but a penalty coming up. A power play opportunity coming for Calgary. They would have had the extra attacker anyway. Goodrow and Tkachuk working it. Goodrow to Monahan. It is blocked. No, it's not. How was that not possession? Oh, my God. Or it's not a delayed penalty. Okay, it's just the empty net. I could have sworn there was goalie interference. The missed opportunity on the empty net. Hamilton carries back up ice. Sam Bennett across the red line. 7 seconds to go. Can Calgary get a shot? In front, deflected. It's loose and picked up by Demko with 1.5 to go. We are so close. I thought for sure there was a delayed call there. I expected them to pull the goalie, but there was contact in front, and it looked like someone was hooked, and that's why they didn't get a shot off. Thatcher Demko with the save. Do the Flames have time? Can they get the puck to Hamilton in time? Nico Hischier takes the draw. He loses it. Monahan to the boards, and it's over. The Detroit Red Wings are Stanley Cup champions yet again. A clean sweep for this franchise. The Calder Cup and the Stanley Cup on the same goddamn night. How do you like that? Oh my God. Our captain, Taylor Hall. There has to be somebody new wearing that C next year. Thatcher Demko, the Conn Smythe winner, with an unreal .945 save percentage. But talking about Taylor Hall before we get back to Demko, as Taylor Hall will raise the cup. I don't want to get rid of him. I know his contract is awful, but he's a champion yet again. The question will be, who do we hand the C to? Some people might argue like Haig, some people might argue Hischier or Tippett. My pick is Nicholas Haig. And it's weird. It didn't show us the full celebration. That is very odd. But it is what it is. Tyler Parsons was actually their first star of the game. But Thatcher Demko, what a turnaround after the debacle, thinking we put in Ian Scott only for auto-rotate to put him back in. He was never a concern. From that point on, he just got the job done. Unreal. Absolutely unbelievable. 16-5 record, 15-4 record for the Griffins. Let's make it official as we have completed the double yet again. What a season for both of these teams. And again, I want to enjoy the moment, but then in the next episode, the work begins all over again. As you look at Thatcher Demko is the reason why we won. Because we didn't have a lot of our top players delivering like they should have. Marcel Desbiens led this team in points with 17. Hischier with 16, Pascali with 15, Marsh with 13. Owen Tippett and Taylor Hall, both with a disappointing 12 points. And again, Hall's contract is awful. I know it is, and I know we have to trade him to make room for Vic Marsh on that top line. But damn it, I don't want to see him go. I just don't. But 2, Brent Perron. He was a -1 in 3 games, but he made that huge play on Goodrow at the end of that last game. Calvin DeHaan steps in. Hey, trade deadline acquisition. He's gone after this year. I'm absolutely letting go of him. But enjoy your cup, Mr. DeHaan. But the Conn Smythe winner was Thatcher Demko. Why the hell wouldn't he be a .944 save percentage with 4 shutouts? And down in the AHL, James Reimer had a .944 save percentage in 19 games. What a way for him to go out if he does indeed retire. You'd think that he would as a Calder Cup champion. What an effort from him. Jean Perreault, oh my God, 24 points in 19 games. Wisniewski on defense. Our third pairing next year will more than likely be Wisniewski and Brent Perron. and for good reason. We could see even more players graduate to the NHL level. That is for sure. But as we look to wrap up this episode, let's take a look at some of the hardware, shall we? As yet again, for the third time in 4 seasons and in consecutive years, the Detroit Red Wings are Stanley Cup champions. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. The success we've had in this series. Cale Makar won the Art Ross Trophy, stealing it away from Owen Tippett. He also won the Hart Trophy, can't really disagree, and the Norris, again, can't really disagree, and the Lady Byng, my God. I don't think that's the last time we're going to see his name. Fiddler and Anaheim also took home some hardware, so they did pretty well for themselves. The Conn Smythe goes to Thatcher Demko. Look at the last 4, man, Jari, Tippett, Demko. Absolutely insane. The Vezina also went to Thatcher Demko. Nedeljkovic won the Jennings. The Masterton to Ian McCoshen. The Selke to Zibanejad. Makar won the Ted Lindsay. And Tyson Jost takes home the Rocket Richard. But look at that. Just look at that. 4 out of the last 5 seasons. We won 3 in a row before Syracuse dethroned us. And now we are right back at the top of the hill. King of the mountain. Grand Rapids Griffins. We'll take a look at the hardware. Did we manage to win anything? That is my question. The MVP of the playoffs was Reimer. Deservedly so. And again, it continues to be goaltenders. It was Luukkonen for the 2 prior cups. And of course, Joseph Wall before him. Reimer, our only bit of individual hardware. But at the end of the day, we have the 2 trophies that matter the most, the Stanley Cup and the Calder Cup. Like I've mentioned, especially because of the amount of success we have had in this series, I'm not sure how many more seasons will do, to be honest. I mean, realistically, I'm still enjoying the series, and I want to see what happens with some of the players that we have. Absolutely. I mean, we still have an amazing team. Nico Hischier is only 25. Nick Hague is 25. I'm really enjoying a lot of the players that we've been able to use in this series. But because of the success, you could argue maybe we end it sooner rather than later, as opposed to the extra, 2 to 3 seasons I planned on doing. Let me know what you think. But if this series continues, which I assume that it will, we begin the process all over again with the draft in the next episode, and we will more than likely end up with the number 1 overall pick, as we will look to trade Taylor Hall finally and unfortunately. So guys, that will do it for this one. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, of course, make sure to hit that like button to help support me and the channel. It is greatly appreciated. To ensure that you never miss a video, man, there's a ton of things you can do. First of all, you can subscribe if you haven't already. You can join the notification squad. You can follow me on Twitter at Toogie24 for updates and notifications, giveaways, alerts for when I am streaming on Twitch. And you can find me there at twitch.tv/Toogie24. Links are in the description. Guys, if this is the end, thank you for the support on this series. Like I've said, it has been fun. But if it isn't, I will see you next time, where we begin this glorious process all over again, and where you'll get to witness my heart break in 2 as we trade Taylor Hall.